a little bit of preparation and maintenance of his muscle system and get him on track before he gets pushed out onto this big world tour.
It's a nice massage.
I thought that I've been hurt before.
Our next guest has been
no
up close and
one's
personal with a few
ever
stars, or
left
more
me
specifically
quite
their
this
throats.
old.
Speech pathologist Aaaron Low has worked with a number of
Sure
superstars,
words
including
cut
Shawn
deeper
Mendes and 6
than
other people
knife.
up for Juno Awards this weekend.
Now
Aaron
I
specializes
need
in helping
someone
professional
to
singers. He
breathe
joins us in
back
studio.
to
This is really fascinating because we take a look at people like Shawn that you work with, and they can sing and they're great, and you think, oh, well, what help could they possibly need? But everybody needs a little help. Tell me what specifically you do.
Well, I work really with the muscles of the voice box, and it's very much like a physio would work with someone's hips or their back. There are muscles that run specific parts of your voice. It's not just your vocal cords that make sound. So when they start to get into an imbalanced state, then the singer doesn't get what they want from their voice, and they run into trouble either with range or fatigue. And we can fix it very quickly just by using a specialized massage technique in the voice therapy world.
So there's something called, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, but stroboscopy?
Stroboscopy, yeah.
Okay, so what does that do?
Stroboscopy, we use that to look at the vocal cords in slow motion. So I can insert a scope over the tongue, and it looks down into your throat and watches your vocal cords move, but the vocal cords touch 100 to 1,000 times per second. So
wow.
When we slow it down, we can watch little squeezing actions that happen in the voice, and then we can use therapy to fix that problem.
And if it's an everyday fatigue problem, some kind of an issue like that, how long might it take to fix?
Generally, a few hours brings a good resolution, yeah. So it's just musculature that's small. We just have to know which direction things go and how to attack it. And generally, artists like Shawn, for example, they're tough, they're athletic people that have to work their voice, and they know what they need from their voice. So they're willing to sit for a couple of hours and get their voice worked on. We kind of strip down or strip out all the tension, and then they check their range, check their power, and off they go.
You've worked with so many people, obviously Shawn Mendes as well, and Sam Smith at some point. I mean, he had to take a break from his tour because of his vocal issues. When you take a look, when we say someone has issues and they have to, in this case, Sam Shepard had to take a break, what was the problem?
Well, artists can just get run down.
Okay.
I worked with Sam before he had problems that ended up stopping his
Right.
tour. So again, we just look at kind of polishing their instrument. When you tune a guitar, every time you play it, it's your guitar, and you play that guitar in tune. Sometimes it's just the wear and tear of a tour, and these tours really push these artists. They stay on tour for months on end, and they travel on a bus, and it's very difficult because their head and neck get stiffness that just comes from travel and sleep and clenching their teeth when they sleep. So subtleties that don't have anything to do with their singing can bring them problems.
So do you teach people how to look after their vocal cords, like what kinds of exercises to do maybe?
Yeah, we do isometric neck stretching, we do tongue stretching. I teach them self-massage and jaw massage so that they can start to take care of the tension, because sometimes there's just one side more imbalanced than the other. So if we work on finding that balance, it typically can bring them the solution they're looking for.
It is amazing because we take it for granted, right? We just, the voice is going to be there, but when
Yeah.
you really need it to be good, you have to treat it like any other muscle and look after it and work it out.
Yeah, and every day they work their voice, so it's something that you don't get 2 weeks off or 3 weeks off very, very often.
So you'll be watching Shawn sing coming up?
Oh, yes. Yes,
This
for
is
sure.
amazing and fascinating. Thank you very much for coming
Thank you,
in.
Bev. Thank you.
You can watch the Junos live this Sunday on CTV starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a link to the Voice Clinic on our website.